Hello, friends. Welcome back to Saturday Evenings Posted Mostly Presents. And today we're starting a new show. We're starting a call-in show with, with a whole new Discord server, the Nikwork Call-in server. And we will be getting our links out for that for call-in shows at some point. But today we have a special guest calling in on the NCIS server. We have met a gentleman by the name of Wolf Alexander, who is running for Congress in the Charlottesville area. And I will be introducing him some more in a few moments. But for right now, let's start with our shout-outs, our ad read. Now, of course, one of today's pre-rolls is brought to you by The Hidden Leaf, downtown Charlottesville, Virginia, 105 West Main Street, Suite 200, above the bricks between 10,000 Villages and Hamilton's, where the only thing better than their customers or than their bud is their customer service. Also, they have the best prices in town. But we will be smoking this later in the show. We are also shouting out Firehouse Organics, craft cannabis farm of First Coast. Firehouse Organics you can find them on Instagram as Firehouse Organics. And they are the ones who have provided our Cannabrix gummies that we're going to eat before the show. And they have asked me to review this Bonzers by Surf's Up. This was given to me for free to review. So I am letting you know that this has been given to me for free to review. I bought these, though. And I'm going to enjoy these. Also, just so you know, a product of theirs that I'd like to shout out is their Bubble Hash, their top shelf Bubble Hash. I got the JFK top shelf Bubble Hash, and I may be having some hash later in the show. So, first, we are gonna start with. See, these are 1,000 milligrams for the whole package. They are 125 milligrams per 4-dot brick. And as we know, last time Kat, would you get rid of that person? As you know, last time here, I got them. Okay, there we go. Last time I had 400 milligrams, and that did get me very high. These are the 420, the special edition 420 blackouts. The, 400 did get me high. So we're gonna start with 600. 125 plus 125, that's 250. We're gonna start with 500. We're gonna eat 4 bricks. Citrusy. I like them. Not very cannabis-y flavored. Very citrusy. That was good. One more time, we're shouting out both Hidden Leaf in Charlottesville, Virginia, 200 West Main, or 105 West Main Street, Suite 200, and Firehouse Organics on Instagram, although they don't do sales through Instagram. So let's see what this Bonzers is like. Oh, that's okay, Kat. Kat said, sorry, went to boot them and accidentally toggled my screen off. I understand that happens. All right. Tastes amazing. Nice and smooth. All right, so now that I've started the pre-roll, we're going to go ahead and get into it. Sorry, I'm still figuring out exactly what I'm doing here. All right. All right, so now that I've started the pre-roll, eaten the can of bricks, let's get ready to, oh, and we are here with the associate producer, Kat, of course. Let me introduce today's very special guest that we are going to be interviewing. This is Wolf Alexander. He is running for Congress in the Charlottesville area. And Wolf, would you care to fill us in a little bit more about your run for Congress?
Well, I just got to town about 10, 12 days ago, and I finally found a place to live in the city, so I'll be moving there on Tuesday. And I've been trying to just meet everybody I can and get my name out there. I got 2 years and change to win, so casually I'm trying to become famous.
There you go. You know, I do have to warn you about Charlottesville infamous. Charlottesville famous and Charlottesville infamous. It's...
Say more.
It's sort of like being stuck in a bucket of crabs. You're never gonna get... Once you become Charlottesville infamous, it's really hard to...
I think it's too late for that.
It's really hard to become famous outside of Charlottesville.
Oh, I see what you mean. It's a bubble.
Yep. It's really, really hard to get there. Can't get there from here.
Well, I'm pretty determined, so, and I got time.
You know, that's sort of how I feel about it too. I'm determined and I got time, and but I'm also doing something that reaches an audience that's mostly outside of Charlottesville here. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are they in the district? I mean, they're in the area?
A few people are in the area. The YouTube videos go out to people, to a pretty good deal of local people. I send them out to friends and family.
I'm speaking to a mixed crowd of some voters and some just people who might remember me.
Right.
Or when I went for president.
We have a following in Canada and in England. Most of our audience is in the U.S.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm.
All right.
We do have one Australian, but that's mostly because I keep sending him videos.
Oh, actually, no, we do have several Australians.
Okay.
Yes, Australia is
Well, howdy, Australians. I have a knife that's bigger than Crocodile Dundee's.
uh, that's not a knife. That's a
That's a
sword.
knife.
No, that's a sword.
Oh, that was good.
Um.
That was good.
So, where'd you move from?
Harrison County, West Virginia.
Harrison County, West Virginia. And what is in Harrison County?
Pepperoni rolls.
Why would you
It's
ever
a
leave that?
well, it was just too much excitement. I really had to calm down.
Yeah, okay.
It was terrible.
all
I
right.
went to the bar in the county at midnight on a Saturday night in the beginning of July, and there was nobody there. Zero people in the parking lot. I think it was closed. I mean, it was closed because nobody was there.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah. At that point, I'm like, I gotta go.
I get that. I do. I'm not a big fan of places that roll up their sidewalks at 8:30.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty, but it's boring.
Yeah, I get that. So you decided to come to. Well, what brought you to Charlottesville? Why did you choose Charlottesville?
Because I determined through some analysis that the best place for me to meet my future forever girlfriend is in Charlottesville, Virginia. Because of the University of Virginia, where there are approximately 10,000 smart girls arriving soon.
Can you elaborate on the calculus that went into that decision?
Well, I want a smart girlfriend, so I wanted to go to a college town with smart girls, and I thought, well, the University of Virginia probably has overall a higher, and this sounds really, I don't know, unpleasant to some perhaps, but I just decided that this was the prime place to meet the right kind of girl.
Mm-hmm.
There's more calculus
So-
to that, but I'm not quite sure exactly how to say it.
Let me tell you.
Please, ask anything.
Well, I gotta tell you, there's I did a stand up bit about trying to date in Charlottesville. It's kind of like slamming your thumb in the door repeatedly, going, "Does that hurt yet? Does that hurt yet? Does that hurt yet?"
Well, so far I've been slammed a couple of times, but I'm back up again.
And how long have you been here?
10 days.
Right. Tracks.
Actually, I dated a girl before I got here when I was on my scouting trip for one night.
That also tracks. Okay. How much time have you spent on the corner amongst the UVA students?
Oh, actually, not very much. I went to Coops on my scouting trip for one evening. That was fun.
Coupe de
And
Villes,
then,
for those who don't know.
Yeah, and then I went to that Irish pub for an afternoon, but that's pretty much it. I walked around the campus a lot, played some tennis. That was fun.
Decent. They have really good tennis facilities. Actually, tennis used to be a pretty big deal in Charlottesville.
Yeah, it did.
I don't know if it's... I think it might still be. Although I don't know if Boyd is still doing the topless tennis tournament.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Hey, co-producer, I have to ask you, are you single?
Nope, I am taken. But thank
Okay.
you for asking.
You're welcome.
Okay. Now that that's out the way. So where have you spent most of your time in Charlottesville so far?
The hidden leaf.
Okay, that's that makes sense. It's a great place. Love them.
So that
They are friends of the channel.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to say right now for all the viewers, for both Firehouse Organics and the Hidden Leaf, they do not sponsor us. Well, actually, I guess Firehouse Organics kind of did by giving me the pre-roll to try. They do not endorse us. We endorse them. We are not journalists. We have opinions. And the people that we shout out and endorse do not necessarily agree with our opinions. I feel
This is very true.
that is important to say.
well, hidden leaf. People seem to like me, so
Okay,
They are
I
a very
mean,
personable bunch.
they are. They're,
yeah.
I keep trying to get them to use the tagline, the hidden leaf, where the only thing better than the bud is the customer service. I wrote that tagline for them. I'm giving it to them. I've given it to them. I'm just waiting for them to use it.
No, good luck.
Maybe they're using it when you're not there.
Yeah.
Being a freelance creative person is a tough road.
Well, it is. But my a lot of those sorts of things that I do, such as the little bits of logo design that I'll do here and there for people, or the sometimes I'll produce a song for someone for background music. Sometimes I'll film a merch commercial for them. All of that is because I really like whoever I'm doing it for and want to help them. And it's part of the portfolio that I'm building. Hey, we got a visit. We got a visit from
Wes,
Gandalf.
do you want to be involved in a very prestigious comedy show in about 6 months? In any way?
We'll see where I'm at. I have a rule about doing stand up in and around Charlottesville, and that
Well,
rule
not necessarily
is
performing. I mean, I was going to think if you do the logos or something
maybe,
Mm.
maybe,
for a delicious fee.
quite
Mm.
possibly, quite possibly. We'll see. Um,
I'm trying to get Trevor Noah here.
Really?
Yeah,
that would be great if you could. If you could book Trevor Noah, that would be great. That would be
it's going to
impressive.
be up here at the White Lotus Eco Spa near Stannersville,
Okay.
called the Comedy Soiree.
The comedy soiree. This sounds interesting. All right. You know what, Gandalf? You're just gonna keep playing with those until I move them, aren't you?
Yes, he is. That is Gandalf's job right now.
I'm being invaded by a cat.
Mm.
So let's take a look at your platform, shall we?
Okay.
See
Yes.
where we are on that. Now, to start with, I gotta say, having taken a quick look at your platform, it's sort of the inverse of middle of the
Yeah.
road.
Yes.
It's
Very well put.
it's the opposite of fence sitting.
Yeah. Exactly.
And on a general level, I have to ask, why? What are you trying to accomplish with this extreme left and extreme right set of policy ideas?
I'm trying to achieve those policy ideas.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I mean, okay. Is it okay?
It's not a joke.
Now,
I
is
mean,
there a larger goal behind those particular? You've got a group of policy ideas that you're working to achieve. Is there a larger goal that they then lead to that you're after?
politically, no. Personally, yes. But
Okay.
I want to accomplish every single thing I wrote down there.
All right. Personally, what is your larger goal?
The forever girlfriend, soulmate, search, hunt.
Okay. And this strikes you as I mean, other than you want to get these, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of what your policy ideas are in a few. But other
Okay.
than the, wanting to get these policies passed, this is a part of that search for the forever girlfriend.
Well, to find her safely, I have to get every eligible girl in the country to know about me. So the best way I think I can do that is to become the most powerful person in quotation marks in the country.
Okay.
I can see that line of thinking.
There is logic to that.
Yeah,
Um
thanks. It's nice to hear somebody say that because so many people are like, what the fuck are you doing?
I mean, I may not agree with the goals or the methods, but I see the logic.
Okay.
I
You don't agree with the goal? I can't have a forever girlfriend?
I not I don't agree with that goal for myself.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
That's not my goal in life.
Roger.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I apologize. Deadpan
While he's
Dog
taking a
and
break,
Gandalf are being adorable behind me. The dog and cat are just starting to get to know each other and be okay in the same room. So,
It's pandemonium every so often as they tear through the
yes.
house.
And absolutely adorable.
This is true.
Yeah. All
Do
right.
you all mind if I shout out my website and stuff?
Go right ahead.
It's Spitfire Hunter, like the airplane, spitfirehunter.com. That's the newspaper. My television station, in quotation marks, is on YouTube and TikTok, sort of combined. TikTok is at Spitfire Hunter, and the rest of the information you can find if you just dig a little bit.
Okay. So now, well, let's move away from the forever girlfriend
Roger.
for a minute. Let's go ahead and discuss what your platform is, your policies.
Okay.
Now, number one, I find it may be controversial, but I'm in. I am all in. Yep. A NASCAR race on the interstates. In Virginia, anyone who can drive well can enter.
Yeah.
I drive well enough.
I'm sure you do. You described the trip you took the other day to me, off the record.
Oh yeah. I it's the audience can know. I drove up to Fred Rock and then down to Madison Heights and back. And then up to the hill to take pictures. It was a long day behind the wheel. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, illegal fun technically, but so what?
Nah,
Speeding is the American tradition.
I don't speed much. I use my cruise control to set my speed at a little over the speed limit and then just go. And when I'm not using cruise control, I tend to go almost the speed limit, if not just over. Like I'm really.
Is this official, like the truth, or is this for audience
This is
of
truth.
public?
This is
Oh
truth.
no, it's truth. I've ridden with him.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. I'm not a
Well, wait a
speed
minute. You
demon.
say you're good enough to be in this NASCAR race. I need to hear some stories of backroad shenanigans.
But those are for the back roads, and we don't talk about that around here. The holler gets dangerous at night.
Yeah, the lawyer said don't admit to anything.
Oh, okay.
Just because I drive safely doesn't mean that I can't drive like a maniac.
Okay. Just checking.
I have wrecked so many vehicles that
Really?
oh man, I've wrecked more vehicles than most people will own in their lifetime.
Now, wait a minute. Are these like accidents of not paying attention or accidents of racing?
Oh, not some of them not paying attention, some of them going way too fast for conditions.
Okay, that's the story I want to hear.
Some
Some
of
of them
them.
sitting there and someone else running you over.
Oh yeah. Just getting hit in general.
Wow.
Yeah. No, my second DUI I got because I wrecked my truck because I was driving way too fast for the road I was on. I was a little drunk, but I was really angry because my favorite uncle had just died. And I was driving angry and a little drunk and going too fast for a gravel road.
And you just overdid it.
Wiped out.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did that on my Mustang, right into a bank.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Not drunk that time.
Good. So yeah,
But I do drive high all the time. FYI.
I
got it on video. If you'd like to see it.
Perhaps later.
Perhaps
Not
later.
For this particular interview.
I personally don't admit to doing anything illegal on air if I can help it.
I'll take it. I'll take the coverage or fire.
Hey, you do you.
It's so stupid.
I
mean, the state law is not going to be my jurisdiction, so I can't change them. But it's so dumb. If you make it from point A to point B, it doesn't matter if you're drunk and eating a hamburger with your head out the window.
I disagree with that about being drunk. I think that driving drunk is, and I got popped for it. I got 2 DUIs in less than a month, so I don't have a lot of room to speak, but I think it's a really stupid thing to do, and it's really dangerous.
Well, I didn't say it wasn't stupid. I just said if you accomplish the goal of getting home without killing anybody, then what harm did you cause?
Yes. However, driving drunk, there's a lot of, if you made it safe this time, that doesn't mean next time.
That's true.
I'm with you.
But that comes from people who aren't good drivers.
Yes. I'm with you on the driving high, but
I don't really like alcohol that much anyway, but just as a matter of principle, if you can succeed at the task and break the rules doing it, I'm fine with it.
In other words, anything's legal in Jersey as long as you don't get caught.
Yeah.
I
mean, anything that, you know what I mean? If people enjoy it while watching a movie, then it's probably okay. You know what I mean? If a character that you like in a movie does this illegal thing and you're still cool with the character, then that activity or behavior should be legal.
That's
mean, that was from the hip. I just made that up right then, so maybe I'm wrong, but
Yeah, I could see some situations where that may not be that rubric may not hold true.
okay.
We have an ad break coming up in just under 3 minutes.
Yep.
So,
How long will that be?
probably about 2 minutes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that's for the people who are watching on Twitch live. The people on YouTube aren't going to see that.
Okay.
So we tend to small talk during the ad breaks.
But is the public going to be listening? Any of the public?
Yes, people who are subscribed to my Twitch channel don't have to watch ads.
Huh,
And then
that's cool.
YouTube will also be seeing all of it.
Okay.
Yeah, YouTube ad breaks. When YouTube breaks for ads, they pause the video. This is going up as a video on YouTube, not as a live thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
We haven't quite mastered the whole dual or triple lives yet.
Yeah, and they aren't. The platforms aren't happy with the idea of dual streaming. They tend not to like that. Like Twitch is like, when you go to affiliate, you agree to not dual stream. Like, oh, wow, okay. I mean, I understand why.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people can get around it by using their phone to stream on one thing, and a computer to stream on another, and a tablet to stream on a third, but
Yeah.
I ain't doing
We're
that.
not there yet.
I am lazy, which is why when it comes to the videos, I tack on pre-recorded live and don't really edit.
It makes for less stress on things where we don't need more stress.
Right. All right. We are going to be in ad in about 30 seconds.
So
I'm just laying here waiting for a question or something, so...
Yeah.
Whatever.
I was trying to think of something you could say in 30 seconds, 20 seconds, but we're almost down to 10 seconds, so...
304-871-4759 if you're single and in Charlottesville area. Give me a text or call.
Well, there you go. And we're in ad. Although YouTube is still listening.
well, someone's still listening.
Yup.
Me. No, we've got a couple people hanging out in the community room.
Oh, nice. Good. I think Brock said he'd be here.
Probably will be. So let's see. Yeah. All right. According to what I'm seeing, our ad ends like a minute and 15 seconds.
Yep.
So it's not a long one today.
Nope. Hey. Gandalf is going at the bottom of my feet and it tickles.
Gandalf has got sharp teeth.
Yes. Yes, he has.
I have seen your videos of Gandalf, and I have seen how sharp and pointy his teeth are for a kitten.
Yeah.
First time I saw that, I swore up and down you went to the pound and asked for the closest thing to a saber-toothed tiger they had.
You remember Fizzgig from Dark Crystal?
Yeah.
Yeah. I should have named him Fizzgig.
No, he's Gandalf the Grey.
He is. He's Gandalf the Grey. He's my wandering wizard companion.
Which, only means that he hasn't snuck off and killed the Balrog all by himself and collected all of the XP and didn't share, so...
You shall not pass! Fly, you fools! Did you know that... Oh, we're back from ad.
Yep, I told you it was not a long break this
No,
time.
it wasn't. I was about to say, did you know that the Balrog from the movie is the Balrog? But
Yes,
there are others throughout Middle-earth. It's not the only one.
Yes, I knew that there were more, but that was the one.
Right.
He got the name, the others are just riding on his coattails.
All right, so back to talking about your policies.
Yeah.
Term limits.
Yep.
8 years for representatives, 2 years for Senate, or 12 years for Senate.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that. What about term limits for
Supreme Court.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of it. I'm not really. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I just hadn't considered it. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, obviously, I don't like that the Supreme Court is super conservative right now, but I don't. I just hadn't thought of it. So maybe. I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
Okay. Well, and how do you feel about the about this whole business around not nominating a new justice during the last year of a presidential?
Oh, that was horse shit. A fucking Mitch McConnell asshole. Although he's a good politician, and Obama just couldn't deal with him.
Well, that is definitely an opinion. And
It's a pretty clear opinion.
yes. Yes, it is. It's a very clear opinion.
He totally violated the principles of how they've been doing it all that time just to get another Republican justice in, which, you know, he was allowed to do it, but I thought it was a bit dickish.
Mm.
We tend to
And
agree
Obama
with
didn't.
that.
And Obama didn't. He was so sure that Hillary was going to win, and he's like, "Oh, whatever. Let them have their fun now. We'll get them
Right.
after she wins." Well, he was wrong.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I think that gets us through that. Number 3, fortification of abortion rights. Agreed. The wording of that, though, leave the girls alone, boys.
Okay.
You know, there are.
Yeah, I understand. I have a simple dictionary.
Yeah. I'm noticing. You know, it is. It's one way to put it. It is definitely a choice of words. I'm not sure I would have chosen those words, but it is a choice of words.
Well, the word I wish you would focus on is fortification, because I want the pro-choice crowd to understand that this is a military situation, and they're going to hold the ground that they currently have, and they're going to get more. I want to have drive-through abortion.
So you're...
I'm not sure drive-through would be the best of all things, but I do understand the thought process of.
You're talking about. Forcefully preserving women's right to choose what happens to their own body.
Yes. Because the Democratic Party in general is a little bit, and I say this very carefully, weaker than the Republican Party. And they're just not really attacking this issue with enough enthusiasm and evilness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I can't say that I disagree. So number 4, fortification of the Second Amendment.
Yeah. It's a trade. It's a very big trade. The left gives gun rights. The right gives abortion rights forever, and I don't have to hear about it anymore.
I can see I can see the common sense part of that. The question is
Would
how
you agree
many
to that?
others would.
Would you agree with that trade? Is that worth it for you? Let them have their guns. Just leave my fucking body alone.
To a point, yeah.
I don't see
personally, I
those.
would prefer.
I don't see those two things connected at all, personally.
No, they're not. They're just. I feel like they're equal in the souls of the two sides.
Gandalf, you are not old enough to play with wands yet.
I am.
You might be, but Gandalf is not.
Reading through your platform, you definitely have a very.
I want to solve
Tongue in
these.
cheek is the way I want to say it. The way you phrase things. Sorry.
You want to solve these issues, is what you're saying. Now, I think that is not a bad idea. Yeah, not a bad idea, and I don't disagree with the fortification of the Second Amendment necessarily. I personally believe that a large part of the gun problem is the fact that guns aren't illegal, but I am not going to... That is not the hill I'm gonna die on. If people want their guns, they can have their guns. I'm not gonna tell them not to. I do believe in sensible gun control laws. Dangerous? You don't.
No, I mean, up to a Thompson submachine gun, I think is fair for the average person to own.
Okay, so weighing in from my own particular field, if I may.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're advocating for anything and up to, as part of that, would you be willing to put in place? You have to actually uphold safe teaching practices about these various things, so that you don't just have someone.
I feel like you'd be able to hit the broadside of a barn with it from 50 yards or 25 yards. So yeah.
Thinking back to when my mom was in school, they had weekly or monthly training courses for everybody in the neighborhood, so that you knew how to handle these things safely.
Oh, that's very cool. Yeah, I agree with that, Hunter. I mean, that's cool. I mean, I don't necessarily like adding more laws, more rules, and more procedures, but as a practice, yeah, of course.
Okay.
I tend to be more education focused on things instead of just, it's great, we can do whatever we want, but there needs to be some sort of...
Really?
Well, society is not ready for all kinds of freedom because we haven't had it in a while.
This is true.
It's one way of looking at it, yes. And also, really, the preschool teacher is about education? Somehow I'm not surprised.
No.
Yeah, okay.
I'm in 3rd grade, by the way. That was my favorite year, so.
Oh. Heaven help and bless whoever teaches 5th grade, because I feel for all of the 5th grade teachers. They're in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 5 and 6 are both about the legal code.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
Yeah, just real quick. I think there are too many laws.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I don't necessarily agree, but okay, I can see where
I mean,
you're
they're
coming from.
unenforceable.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think
And how do you even know you're breaking them? What law am I breaking right now that I don't even know about?
that is true. I think the code should be gone over. There's validity in that. Me personally, I support a very large centralized government. So I think laws.
So you're a Hamiltonian, while I am a Jeffersonian or whatever. Jeffersonian. There we go.
I think Hamilton would be. I think Hamilton would be shocked by my true beliefs. I think I think I'm so far to the left that Hamilton would be like, no, that's not what I meant.
This is a possibility.
Well, so am I on a couple of issues.
Yeah. When Nader isn't far enough to the left, vote Vader. That's where I'm at. So,
I was always rooting for
forgot
him.
you had that line.
huh? I'm sorry, you were both speaking at once.
Go ahead.
I said I forgot that he had that line.
Thank you. And what had you said, Wolf?
I don't know. I'm high. It's Alex, by the way.
Alex.
I mean, it's Wolf Alexander, but just Alex is fine.
Okay.
So I'll be Congressman Alex in 2027.
I gotta say, I respect your optimism.
Thank you. I don't know if it's optimism as much as guaranteed.
How do you figure it's guaranteed?
Because whatever loser I'm going to be against is not half as charismatic as I am, and no, he's not going to win.
Okay. That is
McGuire. I don't know anything about him. It doesn't matter.
McGuire. That's who you're going against.
And whatever Democrat they put up, who's going to lose, of course, because they always lose, except for that one guy who I got to meet, Tom Perriello.
Yeah.
The doctor.
Yeah. I remember Perriello.
Yeah.
How was he?
He was all right.
Huh?
He wasn't the worst.
Was he a centrist Democrat, I guess?
You know, I think so. You know, that's kind of almost any Democrat in Virginia is going to be a centrist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, this may be called a swing state, a purple state, or a blue state, but it's a red state with a few very high concentration of blue dots.
Yeah.
So, you know, which is why we got Youngkin as governor.
Is he a jackass or a major jackass?
I have not decided. He has done some things that were major jackery worth, you know, they were some major jackery. But he's also done a couple of things that are like, are you sure you're
Not
a
terrible.
Republican?
Yep.
Like what?
I will say this. He is better than the governor that we had from Wish.com.
From where?
Yes.
Oh.
I didn't get that joke. Tell me.
Our last governor was not. Just was not.
Yeah.
I can't even remember who it was.
We are going to take a moment to do our shout outs again. We are about to start our second pre-roll of the show. This is one of the Blacktube pre-rolls from Hidden Leaf, downtown Charlottesville, Virginia. 105 West Main Street, Suite 200, above the bricks, between 10,000 Villages and Hamiltons, where the only thing better than the bud is the customer service. And the prices. Lowest in town.
Mm-hmm.
How much? I got $100 an ounce the other day at Hidden Leaf.
Shh.
Nice.
We don't say prices out loud on air.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm sorry. That is something I should have said before when you asked me what we...
Why is that?
I haven't dug deeply into it. I took the request at face value and just went...
Oh, okay. You don't actually know if they're the cheapest in town. Well, we'll say they are.
No, I do know that. Because I've been scouting prices. I'm just not allowed to... not allowed. I don't want to say any prices on air.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think one of the reasons...
It's a good deal.
It is.
Very good deal.
Yeah.
To answer Mr. Alexander's question, our previous governor was Northam.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Ralph Wiggum. I mean Northam.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how you thought of him? Okay. Now I got it.
Yeah, my lord.
Oh, gosh. I got some mileage out of him on the show, though, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did, and I helped.
Yeah, you did. Not as much mileage as I got out of Borjo, though.
No.
Borjo was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I have to learn all this Virginia history.
Oh, no, Boris Johnson. Borjo is Boris Johnson. And
yeah.
I had so much fun at his expense.
He looks like if Austin Powers would have run for office.
He looks like if Austin Powers got old and got a knockoff Trump toupee and then ran for office. I try not to do jokes about people's looks, but
I know.
That one is so easy. All right.
I agreed with Brexit, by the way. It's not really our issue, but I did agree with it as an economic idea.
I didn't. I thought it would be a very bad idea for them, and it has been. It has really done some damage to their economy. But back to our issues.
Yeah.
One that I think I kind of disagree with.
Okay.
No American troops on the ground in any other countries, no exceptions. Oh, wait, I forgot. Without a declaration of war by Congress. That part I do agree with. Congress, we shouldn't just be throwing our troops around willy-nilly.
There's a great, I don't know if you've maybe seen it, it was around Facebook for a while. It's a map of Iran with a couple of other countries around it. And all the other surrounding countries have little American flags, like 2 or 3 dozen of them. And the line says, what's the deal with Iran being so upset with, or what's the deal with Iran sticking its country right between our military bases?
Mm-hmm. I remember seeing that one.
Yeah. I mean, it's true.
Dude.
We don't belong over there.
Making me laugh while I'm taking a hit. I do agree with that. I think that because of how the world got set up after World War II, we don't have much of a choice of being the world's policeman. We need to be a better policeman.
Well, the UN is toothless.
That's why the U.S. ends up being the world's policeman. And there are parts of the world that really need some policing, like Ukraine.
Yeah. I think we should just give them their missiles back.
More than just. I have opinions. I think we should actually be on the ground. I think we should have
Oh, I
troops
don't.
on the ground in Ukraine.
We took their missiles in 1990 or 1991 and guaranteed them protection, and we're not giving it to them, so we should give the missiles back.
I don't disagree with that.
Once they have the missiles, Putin won't do shit. You know how many fucking nuclear missiles they had?
I mean, I think we should just forward the missiles straight to Putin, by firing them at him. But
Well,
I mean,
at
let's
least
cut
one
out
up
the
his ass.
middleman.
I hate that guy.
Yeah, I do too. Number 8 seems to be the other side of the number 7, which is the big stick of the Navy.
Read that one if you don't mind.
All right. Actually, do you have it up? Can you?
I
read
can
it?
have it up in a few seconds.
Why don't you read it? Why don't you give
Okay.
us your reading of it?
All right, stand by. Ask me something else. Oh, I pull this up.
Number 10. Creative Civic Engagement Project. Any ideas?
Yeah, that's in replacement of one you read the other day.
Ah.
So I didn't actually have time to think about it. I just put something in there.
Okay.
Fair
In
enough.
fact, that one's actually covered on number 20
Oh, okay.
or 20 something. The last one or the last second to last one. I can't get on this damn website. Of course.
When you're trying to hurry, that's what always happens.
Yeah. Stand by.
How long have we been going? Okay. About.
Okay, I'm just pulling this up now.
Well.
I should have had this pinned. This platform for election 2026, folks. If you want, folks is a lousy word. If you want to go to spitfirehunter.com and then you pick, you go to older posts. I'll get it up closer sometime soon.
All right, I'll go ahead and read number 8.
I got it. The big stick of the Navy: nuclear ballistic missile submarines (SSBNs) and fast attack submarines (SSNs) are all we need to defend this country abroad, and all we need to defend it here at home. Is the National Guard and the Air Force, which also will not be overflying sovereign countries anymore either, because the age of American police imperialism will stop.
All right. What's your... So that's your not being the world's policeman anymore, is what you're saying.
Protecting us and letting everybody else figure it out.
Letting them sort it out, giving them...
Now that's militarily. Economically and diplomatically, we can do a bit more.
Okay. How much more can we do? What's your...
Well, we can't be overthrowing governments like we did in Iran in 19 whatever. That's unacceptable. People have to, if they want to vote for a super communist, let them vote for him.
Okay. Where do you... where do you draw the line? Where do we start interfering?
Economically, I think we have the most leeway. As long as we're going for good, as long as we're helping promote democratic capitalism, fine. But if we start being imperial capitalists like we always do, it seems, then that's not good either. Because then we ruin the economy of the country that we're trying to supposedly help.
Mm.
Okay.
Like microloans, for example, to farmers in Tanzania. Fine. But having Coca-Cola go in there and open a bottling plant and hire people at 10 cents an hour is not good practice for our economic diplomacy.
Okay. I do. Pardon me. You feel like the line would have to be situational. Each
Yeah.
situation would be different. There's no.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, like, people like some parts of American culture, the movies, the food sometimes, the stuff that's nice and helpful and fun. They don't like when we come over there and exploit them.
Okay. I mean, no, they don't. I agree with that. Although I will point out that capitalism is an exploitative system no matter what. But
All right, let me find out what you mean by that. A farmer's market, is that exploitive?
that depends.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Please explain.
How much are farmers paying per stall to rent space?
Okay.
Are farmers paying so much to get their space in a farmer's market that they then can't do things like take
it's
barter?
prohibited.
Right.
Okay, right. I think there should be an open square where people can bring their wagons in or whatever and do whatever they want.
And not have to pay to.
No paperwork under my administration.
Okay. So, what about FDA regulations? What about things like, selling,
Patent medicines and snake oil.
well, yeah, snake oils. What about selling snake oils? What about
Well, they're
selling.
doing it right now under the guise of herbs and all the other crap that they. I mean, I agree. I don't want somebody swallowing a pill and keeling over thinking they're going to feel better.
Yeah. And a lot of those herbs are under supplements. A lot of that is, it's supplements that aren't regulated. Medicine
Right.
itself is very highly
That would be
regulated.
Harry Reid, who is the chief asshole on that one.
Okay. Now, again, you don't believe in. Where do you stand on taxes?
No. I'm not touching the FDA. I don't have a problem. I mean,
Okay.
on its face. Now, my father was a research neurosurgeon and had a lot of trouble getting a very common sense program anywhere with the FDA because of their regulations on new medicines. So I would like to turn that down so that, it's a little easier.
Okay. Where do you stand on taxes?
No taxes for anybody who has less than $100 million forever.
And above 100 million?
All your stuff.
I mean, that would pay. That would pay for the government.
A
Yeah.
lot.
That would.
And there's only about 1,000 of them, so we can win.
Now that I thoroughly appreciate.
What?
That is an outlook that I thoroughly appreciate. There's only 1,000 of them. We can win.
We can win, yes. And that goes with free public everything paid for by the super rich, as already described.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Huey Long's platform from when he was governor of Louisiana and senator.
Okay.
Basically, he's Bernie Sanders with moxie, with nerve.
All right, so immigration.
You're not going to like this one.
Probably not.
Although I edited it a little bit.
I see that you gave us two options here. Option 1,
Yes.
everyone. Option 2, no one.
Yeah.
And you let
on a national vote.
On a national vote.
You have a better idea? I really don't know what to do about it.
I mean,
It's a mess.
my personal take is, again, my personal take is very Vadarian. Um,
Vadarian, like blow up the planet?
yeah, sure, why not? Uh, no, it is very heavy-handed. Uh,
Mm.
and I believe that personally, I believe the only way to deal with illegal immigration is to legalize immigration. Because that's
Okay,
like,
so you're on the let everybody inside.
yeah, let everyone in,
Okay.
and then
I mean, do you agree it
with
should be,
this
if we're going to do
heavy,
that, do you agree it should be everybody?
everybody, and I believe that
Okay.
then we should go with a heavy hand and listen to
Yeah.
what they want in their home countries and
Well,
implement
they're not going
it.
to be in their home countries anymore.
Well, but if we make,
Why would they want to
go
go
to
back? They're
their
in the
home
United States.
countries, and if we go to their home countries and fix their home countries the way they want,
Wait a minute, who's we?
U.S. See, I'm on the opposite side of the no more policing. I say we should.
Oh, so you actually want to send the army in and fix Chad?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I
I
mean,
think we should move the United Nations to Chad, and that would fix it.
that's an idea.
Because all
But-
that money would go pouring into Chad.
What I really think is that people don't want to leave their homes. They don't want to come here because of, I mean, yeah, some people are nomadic like me and would like to just go everywhere. Some people are going to want to move somewhere just to see something new. A lot of
Those
the
tired, poor, and huddled masses still want to come here.
and
Which I understand.
We should let them in. We should let them in.
That's 4 billion people, I would say. You agree?
Yep.
All right.
We need the labor market anyway. Well, but also, I think if
I'm not saying I agree with that position.
and-
I'm just saying I agree with your general sentiment.
if we make the world outside of America a better place, then
Yeah.
then the poor, tired,
won't
huddled
come here, I agree.
masses won't exist. They won't be.
Right. How many people from Denmark, the happiest country on earth, want to come to the United States? Probably not too many.
I mean, would you trade down?
Well, I'm an American, so that's an unfair question, but probably not.
Right?
I mean, I know of some that come here for educational things, educational experiences that they don't get there, but yeah, they generally want to go back home when they're done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If their home is half decent, at least.
Even if their
Yeah.
home isn't, even if their home, it's home.
Right.
But
But I mean, they can't enjoy it if it sucks, if it's like Haiti or something,
I don't know. I think the human spirit has a lot of will to enjoy life. And I think it has a lot to do with the individual as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, the one nice thing about our current immigration system is that the people who come here still are the hardest working, trying people because they're willing to risk this and go on this adventure through the jungle. You know what I mean? Those are really good spirited people.
They also tend to bring crime down because they tend to want the area they're in to be safe. They tend to be aware of the crime in their neighborhoods and try to bring that down. Immigration does the exact opposite, like allowing for not just immigration, but refugee immigration, especially.
Okay, now I'd like to ask you something. Being a driver,
Yes.
how would you feel about 4 billion people on the interstates?
I'd be happy to be on the interstate. Like I said, I
would not.
I like driving in traffic, man.
I'm about ready to kill 9 or 10 people a day anyway.
Oh, God. Oh, so I have a theory about this.
Oh dear.
My theory is that the people who don't get road rage cause road rage. And my theory
Yeah.
is that, like, 90% of the people on the road probably want to kill me. I have a feeling that I cause a lot of road rage because I really.
Well, do you sit in the left-hand lane at 72 miles an hour?
No. I sit in the left-hand lane
Okay.
at 77 miles an hour until I get past the truck that's going 60. And that's in the 70.
I mean, like, it's just smarter. If you're speeding, you need to be in the right lane because the cop is looking in the left lane.
Oh, it's 77 in the 70 mile an hour zone. It's 70 in the 65.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of my driving videos?
No, I have not.
Okay. I regularly go over 100 miles an hour in film.
I'm not going to say I have never driven over 100 miles an hour, but I now don't break 80 if I can help it. Like, if I can absolutely help it, I don't break 80, and that's because anything over 80 miles an hour in Virginia is automatically reckless driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard.
Yep. And anything 20 miles over the speed limit is automatically reckless driving in Virginia. I think it's that way in Ohio, too.
There's a video of me going about 35 miles an hour over the speed limit the other day.
Man,
I almost invite them to give me shit about it. Because it's ridiculous. If you can do it and not hurt anybody, leave people alone.
oh boy. Yeah, that ain't how the law around here sees it.
No, the law here's way more.
And they are getting more sophisticated and starting to look at social media.
Yeah.
So you
Never.
might end up with a speeding ticket because they just looked at your social media.
Yeah, but you see, cops love to speed. That's the secret. That's why they became cops, to carry a gun and to speed.
That and all the shiny badge.
I mean, there are a whole lot of reasons people become cops. I don't think we can boil it down to that. But also, yeah, cops love to speed, yes. But they don't love it when other people speed. Just like cops love to carry a gun. But they don't really love it when other people carry a gun.
No.
They are, I would say they jealously guard their powers.
Freedom.
Yeah, that's a fair. They are definitely jealous over it.
Yes.
The whole idea of police comes from a very bad place, like London, where they just wanted to suppress people. I mean, there was always a county sheriff, but that's different.
Well, so if we're gonna get into this, police in America, sheriffs especially in America, were born out of slave catchers. That's what they were. That's what they were policing was.
Well, what? Well, wait a minute. There was always a sheriff. There was a sheriff of Nottingham.
In
He was a tax collector. That was his main job, was
Yeah.
to go around and shake people down for money.
Yes. And that is
Yeah, right. On behalf of the wealthy landowners.
that's over there. Over here, we didn't have police until escaped slaves became a problem. We especially didn't
I didn't
have...
know this.
Yeah, the police in America are born out of slave catching, especially the sheriffs, but also the police. They exist to police black people specifically. That's their job. That's what their
I'm
job
not going to
has
sign on to that, but I
always
understand what
been.
you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, one of the jobs.
Yeah.
They also had to police the poor people and the immigrants.
True. And really their other main job is protecting property of the rich.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%.
Um,
They work. They are the man's soldiers.
and if people want to know where I am getting this opinion from, uh, that dang dad on YouTube, a former police officer who is now an abolitionist and
Mm-hmm.
has a very delightful speaking voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Um, I mean, I'm also getting I'm also getting my information from other sections of Cornbread Tube.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to tackle that other great trade I proposed? The Black Lives Matter one?
I was giving that a little while, and let's go ahead and do it though.
Sweet.
All right.
This
So,
one's complicated, so please listen to the whole thing before you get upset.
and again, I will let you read this out.
Oh, okay. Give me a sec.
This is your platform. This is your platform that you're running on. You go ahead and read.
Okay, it starts with number 11 on the platform for election. Southern Black Lives Matter. They shall have their rational police reforms, but shan't bother Southern heritage in return for the favor. Black and white poor people will finally unite against the man and throw him the hell out of town. All the lower, middle, and lower upper classes will fight together for their common interests. The cops will turn off the violence and be respected again. They will serve and protect only, not ruin people's lives because they enjoy beating people up and playing Army Man on Main Street. No more licenses to kill for junior college graduates with less training than a hairdresser. No more tanks for the bumblefuck Texas Police Department. People in prison will no longer be treated like animals in cages, and most of them will be let out. Most. More than half, at the very, very least. And in exchange for all those presents, Stonewall Jackson statue in Clarksburg and Stone Mountain in Georgia and all the other monuments to the beginning of the Second American Revolution will stay up and be defended by the patriots of the group Southern Black Lives Matter. That's the second great trade between the two sides.
Hmm.
So that Charlottesville 2016 never happens again.
17.
Oh, 17.
Yeah.
I mean, I've talked to both sides, and they're both reasonable people, reasonable sides, if they just would dispense with the arguing.
I gotta say, I feel like that's equivocation. I feel like that's saying there were good people on both sides. And from my perspective, that is just not true. That is just not true. Uh, you know, this heritage, not hate movement is a thinly veiled attempt at the Lost Cause movement. It is an attempt by the losers of a seditious war to rewrite history saying they didn't lose and it wasn't seditious. And I think that tying that to I think
Do you
tying
not
that
believe
to
in
anything
popular
else.
sovereignty?
Hmm?
Popular sovereignty, the will of the people. Do you agree with that? Of an area?
No. I'm Vadarian, remember?
That's right.
I don't know what that means in 1787 terms.
That meant no states' rights. I am strictly.
Oh,
I
okay.
really think that the states' rights should be strictly curtailed.
So you don't want any states at all, basically.
Not really, no. Not really.
Okay.
We
Fair
are
enough.
a united state of America.
Oh, that's even worse. I want to go back to the United States are, and you want to go to the United State.
Yeah. I am, like I said, I am so far to the left.
Yeah, you're Hamilton's evil twin.
Yeah. I'm Vadarian. If Nader isn't left enough for you,
But don't you like
vote
local
Vader.
control?
Huh?
You don't like being able to control what's going on in your town?
There are a few things that have local that can be locally controlled. Education is one of them.
I agree.
And certain things in terms of like,
How about the speed limit?
nah, national speed limits should be national, so everybody goes the same speed limits everywhere.
Mm.
You know that
I can't live in that country.
you know that in a residential neighborhood it's
Oh, that's different. I don't fly through
25.
residential neighborhoods.
You know that in a semi-built up area it's 35. As you're getting out of that, it's 45. Highways are 55. Interstates are 65
65? What happened to 70?
to 80.
Okay, that's better.
65 to 80. Yeah.
65 to 80. Meaning
Not
that
reasonable and prudent like Montana used to have it.
what? Yeah.
Montana used to have a sign that said reasonable and prudent, I'm pretty sure, but it was definitely no speed limit in Montana.
Hey, fun. Fun, but I don't think it's smart. I hate to
That
be the
doesn't make any
guy
sense.
who
If
ruins...
you would enjoy it, then why can't everybody?
See, I would enjoy it, but because I think it is not...
So then why would you want to make it illegal?
Because I think it's a bad idea. Just because I would enjoy it
All right.
doesn't make it a good idea.
Okay, well, you can send me a thank you note when you don't get any more speeding tickets.
I have a lot of bad ideas that I think would be a lot of fun that I don't do because I know how stupid they are. You know how people make a potato cannon? I want to make a pumpkin cannon.
Yeah.
I want to make a pumpkin cannon, and I want to see if I
Yeah.
can fire it over a 2-lane interstate.
Better test it first.
I know that is a terrible idea. I will not do it.
Not if you know it's going to get over. Not if you fired it 10 or 12 times and you know that it works.
Nah, it's still a stupid idea. It's still an illegal idea. Like, it should not be legal to
that's
do.
true.
The idea itself,
Okay.
I ain't the thought police, and I never will
Every
be.
family gets
but
an airplane idea.
every family gets an airplane. Yikes.
Yeah, a cheap World War I airplane. I think anybody who wants one should have one. Biplanes.
I
100
mean,
miles an hour. 10,000 feet.
what if you're only into straight planes or lesbian planes? Do they have to be biplanes?
Ah. Snapping my fingers.
Thank you. I'm a comedian first and foremost. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
Any semblance of journalism is just a semblance.
Just like John. Jon of The Daily Show.
So, yeah, number 13 is states' rights. And I disagree solidly with that. But
Okay.
that's my. We've been over that.
Yeah.
Economic isolationism, I also disagree with
Okay.
as a general idea. But let's go ahead and read through and see if anything you
You want to read
say
it?
in there changes my mind. Give me a moment and sure, let me take a sip of this coffee.
Okay. I'll take a sip of my weed.
Let me take a puff off this coffee. You take a sip of the weed.
Okay.
Number 12. Smooth coffee.
Uh-huh.
Economic isolationism. The return of industrial might. We build it, we buy it here, and not made in America, made in West Virginia. States shall have pride in themselves again and the power to back it up. All the jobs that went to China and Mexico and Ireland and India are coming back. The only things we need to import are natural resources we don't have. Everything else we ought to build ourselves. Self-reliance will return to the American character for good as our government endorses the idea. Self-reliance coming to United State near you. So, this is only going to be functional if you let everyone in. If you uncork immigration. Because we do not
Why?
have the labor force
What do you
for
mean?
it.
There's 400 million people here. We used to do it all with like 20 million people.
Yeah, but the world was a lot smaller then.
Smaller or bigger?
Smaller. Like, the number of people who were consuming
Oh,
goods
I see.
on the
I was thinking
planet.
geographically.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your number of consumers was smaller, and your connectedness to get those goods to people was reduced.
Right. And we
Yeah.
can't put the genie back in the bottle around this sort of globalism.
The
And
word can't, I
when
don't really
I
ever agree with.
say globalism, I do not mean the anti-Semitic trope of lizard people controlling the world. What I mean is the fact that we are globally connected to everyone. And the reason I say we can't put this genie back in the bottle is because most of the people in society don't want to. We like being connected to other people. We like being connected to other economies and other cultures. I I don't think
Well, what does that mean, though? I mean, don't people really just want to get what they need at the lowest price possible?
no. No. No, because if that was all people wanted, then people wouldn't put a concerted effort into supporting minority-owned businesses. People wouldn't put a
Yeah, but those are
concerted.
people who have extra money.
Not always, man. Not always.
No.
You know, me and my people
I'm
don't
just
have.
thinking on behalf of the homeless and the poor here, who, while supporting that morally, just need their stuff.
So, the homeless and the poor aren't that way because the opportunities aren't there for someone. The opportunities aren't there for them, and fixing our country. The
If I may,
please,
being poor and being homeless are not synonymous with each other.
right,
From personal experience, you can be working a full-time job that provides health insurance and you're working 40 to 60 hours a week. and still be living in a truck out in the middle of nowhere because you cannot afford to fix either the family property up enough to live in it or rent somewhere else.
Right. So you're still poor.
No, because by every other standard, you're making what should be. But
Oh, wait a minute. I mean, we're talking common sense words here, not the government bullshit. I mean, if you can't afford a house, you're poor.
by that standard, then the bulk of people in the U.S. that are not making $300,000 a year are poor because
They
you can't
Okay.
afford it.
Yeah, like, also, being poor is something that the past 40 or 50 years of conservative politics
Has made worse.
not just made worse, but made stratified to such a degree that it is now there is no longer mobility, economic
it's a new Gilded
mobility.
Age.
And the options that are given to the poor, to the people who were middle class,
Yeah.
the options aren't real options. These people aren't getting to choose.
It's slavery by another name.
It is. And it's charging them. Now, when we say slavery by another name, I would like to point out that this is not chattel slavery. This is indentured.
Well, that's why I said by another name. I mean, it feels like slavery. If you have to go up and do something every day that you don't want to do, what else is being a slave? Other than whipped and tortured.
And not having any freedom at all. That's chattel slavery.
Yeah, I guess there's a little bit of geographic slavery, but how much? If you don't have any money, you can't go anywhere.
Yeah, but your
you
body
can walk, but how many people can walk?
Your body is still considered your property.
Well, not by conservatives. Girls.
True.
I mean, and this is why we push back and fight against that, because what conservatives want is a return to chattel slavery. It is important to make it is important context to make a defined difference between indentured servitude / bondage.
Okay, yeah, indentured servitude actually is sort of the right phrase.
And chattel slavery. Chattel slavery is...
What's chattel anyway? I don't know what that word means.
Chattel means living creatures that belong to another person, that belong to a person. Cattle, horses, goats, sheep, slaves. Slaves, not like slaves, like capital S slaves.
Right.
That is chattel.
Well, that's still going on in the prison system because lots of places you have to work.
Ooh.
Yes, and
that's what I said.
Chattel slavery. Chattel slavery is legal in the prison system.
Yeah,
it
because
is
of the 13th Amendment.
Specifically legal, yes. The thing is, it can be called indentured bondage because it's only as long as you're in the prison.
Yeah.
Now, granted, the prison industrial complex is designed to take the poorest and blackest members of society and move them into the prison industrial complex to become slaves in that way.
And they over-prosecute them to do that specifically, so it's basically slavery.
Yes. And they send police into the neighborhoods that they call high risk and high crime. Therefore, the police catch crime in those neighborhoods.
Lots of judges do that deliberately.
Yes. A lot of judges allegedly have fiscal connections to the jails and prisons.
Yeah.
Shout out to Moats of Taylor County.
I'm not going to
It's West
make
Virginia.
that call, but you go right ahead.
Definitely.
Say
That
it
guy
with your
needs to be
full
strung up
chest.
from the yard arm. He was sending children to that kind of stuff.
Oh, that is messed up.
Mm.
I will say, I'm not going to tell you not to make that kind of statement, but
I'll stand by it.
legally, that is dangerous ground for you. I'm not a
Okay.
lawyer.
I welcome all lawsuits. Publicity.
Mm. These canner bricks really are tasty.
Oh,
So with
yeah.
those two, that brings me up to 1,000 milligrams.
All
So
right.
if you didn't know, everyone else, the 13th Amendment says that you can continue to have slavery, except they got to be prisoners.
Right. That
Yeah.
is the 13th
And then, of course, what
Amendment.
did they do? They arrested all the black free slaves, practically.
Again, my receipts for this are from that dang dad. That is how I learned about it. Other than talk on the street from my other days, lifetime
Yeah.
ago. Well, I think we are getting close to the end of our time.
No, pick one more, please.
Do you have any questions, Kat?
I have a couple.
Yeah.
Where would it go? Dun dun dun. Let's see. Oh, where did it go? Because I was reading it earlier and then I switched screens so I could go back to watch chat and make sure that people were behaving.
Well, I can give you a summary, and you can figure out which one you meant.
Oh,
There's states' rights, muscle cars, fixing the homeless problem, taxes, marijuana, public everything paid for by the super rich, the vote about immigration, fixing the environment, um, getting the trucks off the roads.
demolition of federal departments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the demolition of most of the federal departments, right? Yeah, and taking the military budget down 90%.
Which, if you're not doing policing, that makes sense to a certain degree. Although it would have to increase further if you're planning on doing at-home defense with the Air Force and National Guard, because then you'd have to actually do better training with the National Guard people.
Perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that. Whatever. As long as we get the troops home.
So, when you're talking about most of the federal departments, does that include things like the Department of Education and other things of that nature?
I don't know what the Department of Education does in detail. I'm sure they do some good things like providing money for stuff, which I have no problem with. But I'm just saying all the rules and the oversight by the national government over a local school, no.
Okay, so taking some of the local Virginia cases that you haven't had a chance to catch up on yet, I'm sure. But we've had several recent cases north of here in the county that are we still naming that county or not naming that county? I forget. Trevor.
I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and name.
Up by D.C.,
Okay.
right?
Yes. It's north of here. It's where we've had several other trials happen up there in Fairfax.
Ah.
Yeah.
Fairfax County schools have a enormous budget for their legal department because of all of their lawsuits. And I mean, they just spent several months effectively telling the girl that she was a liar for bringing SA charges against kids in the school and showing that previous cases where something similar had happened and they were supposed to have these things in place. They didn't follow it. And they effectively won their case because they got a chance to get up there and make her look crazy.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, if you're tearing down federal departments and stuff,
You're saying that you're worried about the protections leaving.
Kind of.
Especially
Okay.
because our protections in this area, especially like in this local area, Virginia, especially when it comes to SA, are minimal. I mean, they're terrible. It is
Okay,
not,
well, let me just make a compromise proposal. How about we leave all that kind of the protection regulations and just gut the national testing requirements? I want those out of there.
Oh, I can agree with that one. If we can go back to actually allowing people to learn and not teaching to a test, that would be very helpful for everybody involved.
Okay. Yeah.
But
I don't have a problem with protecting children from assholes in the administration, but I really don't like the tests. I don't like the making teachers teach a certain way based on one national book. No, I don't like this Common Core math.
Now,
at least what I've been briefed on.
Hear me out. Hear me out. This
That whole
is
Bush
radical.
bill,
This
no
is
child left behind.
This is a radical proposition.
Yeah.
But the way that I think education should be structured is that the money is provided by the government, by the federal government.
Yeah.
You know, all of and it is taken out of defense budget, of course. But but past that, it's not the government's job to come up with the curriculum and the standards. There's a national education board. There is a group of people who come up with the national standards by listening to a larger group of more localized experts who gets informed by an even larger group of even more localized experts. And so you build this pyramid of experts to come up with a national standard, not necessarily, not a testing standard, but...
And every half-decent teacher hates them.
I mean, they're chosen by the teachers, so...
I mean, you were a teacher, aren't restrictions annoying for you?
No and yes.
I was for a year.
If there were things put in place to where your general county-wide school teachers could raise a grievance and say, hey, this isn't working, and it actually be listened to, and county administrators and things actually back up their teachers on this, that would be great. What the system you've got now where
it's
teachers are supposed to be... Yeah, it's the Good Old Boys Network, and teachers are supposed to sit there and be quiet and just take everything that's thrown at them. No. So...
the federal government sometimes comes in as the white knight and fixes that kind of stuff.
Ultimately, in my proposal, the curriculum is decided on by the teachers who are teaching it. The standards are agreed upon, I'm not going to say by consensus,
I have a major philosophical disagreement with saying, okay, you're a teacher, and then saying, this is what you have to teach and how you have to teach it. I think you pick people who know what they're doing and say, have a good time, don't rape anybody.
I disagree. Having had alternative educations, I disagree.
Okay.
I was woefully underprepared for public school when I started it.
Okay.
I was, and my spelling is still unfixably atrocious.
Mine too.
And that has a lot to do with people who were not people who were teachers but not
Yeah.
holding to any real standard, being told, okay, do what you can.
Oh, they were like Cameron Diaz, is what you're telling me in
Mm.
that movie.
I mean,
Just fucking off.
Yeah.
I mean, I am not. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
And
What I am hearing is you're both basically saying the same thing, just different directions. You want
Do you have any more
everybody to
questions
be
for me?
able to read and write at a certain level on one side, and be competent in those things, and have a set of standards to show they're competent. But on the other side, you want the teachers to actually be able to plan their curriculum and do it so that it works for them and their students.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a comparable goal there, because if you've got a set of standards and you know what level you're looking for, but you have the freedom to do your curriculum so it works, then that's fine. And that's not
Right.
teaching to the test and the
It's teaching to the students.
I think
Yeah.
if you multiply teachers' salaries by 10, you'd have a lot higher level of teachers, and it wouldn't really be an issue if there was no standards for them because they'd want to do a good job. You'd have Teach for America level teachers in every school if you gave them $300,000 a year.
Oh,
I'd like to
Okay,
believe
yeah.
that. I'd like to believe that. I'd need to see how it plays out. Like, I'd need to see a test run of that idea. I think teachers should. I think their salaries should be increased tenfold. Period. But I still think that. You need some sort of guardrails, some sort of guidelines, some sort of national equivalency where it's like, okay, everybody can do these things at a certain level.
Yeah, that would be the citizenship test. You can't graduate high school if you can't pass that test, in my opinion.
Oh, there are so many people that would flunk that.
I am not about a citizen.
There was a teacher
test.
that I was dating, unfortunately, who didn't know that there were only 50 states. She thought that there were 53. A teacher!
Were they counting the
territories.
What?
were they counting the territory?
Guam.
Thinking that they were getting statehood?
No, public school. No. She just said, I said the fifth, whatever it was, she did not know that there were only 50 United States.
Okay.
I mean, I guess if you count Guam, DC, and Puerto Rico, you can get to 53.
Well, what about American Samoa? And we've got a bunch of those.
54.
Yeah, we've got territories, but none of them are actively states.
And now I just irritated all of my Samoan listeners by forgetting to mention them.
Yeah. You're gonna get some angry cookies in the mail.
Well,
anything else you want to ask me?
First, your name is interesting. Is that like a family name or?
Yeah, it's my mom's maiden name.
Really?
Cool. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Thanks.
Okay.
It was definitely one of those things where, like, this name looks wrong. It looks backwards.
Yeah. That's why I like being called Alex.
Understandable.
However, there is already a politician out there named Alexander Wolf.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yep.
Well, that will help me in the beginning and then hurt him later.
Potentially. There's also a Tim Alexander, so there's potential for all sorts of confusion and delay there.
There's Jason Alexander.
There is a Jason Alexander.
Yep.
I think he's my favorite Seinfeld character.
I don't
That
like
is
any
true.
of them. They are bad people, and I do not like any of them.
The Seinfeld characters or the actors?
Characters.
Oh, they're great.
No. And it's not my kind
They're
of
so
comedy.
selfish. It's awesome.
It is so not my kind of comedy.
Oh, what do you?
I do not go in for cringe comedy. Like
Who do you like? Or what shows do you like? Like Parks and Rec, I like. That's nice.
That is a good one. I enjoyed Parks and Rec.
Modern Family. I love Modern Family.
I haven't watched a lot of Modern Family. It looks good.
The relationships are so loving. I love it.
I actually like Schitt's Creek.
I've never seen it.
Somehow it's less cringe. It's less cringy for me than other cringe comedies. And I think a lot of that is because the family, as messed up as they are, there's like genuine familial love in that family. And like they, as messed up as the people are, they're not like terrible people. So there's something I can get behind there.
Yeah.
Plus, that is oh gosh, what are their names? That's gonna make me crazy.
Well, I mean, too late, but yes. The number of times where I've tried to come up with a name and gone,
That's right.
Got an hour because I'm mad.
Eugene Levy and
Oh,
Catherine
yeah.
O'Hare, but also Dan Levy.
Yeah.
Eugene's son, Dan Levy, is in it, and he is amazing. Oh my gosh. Sarah Levy's in it too. And like this is also Chris Elliott is in it.
Oh, from Groundhog Day.
And this is one of the only times where I've enjoyed Chris Elliott.
Oh, I know. He is cringy.
He is, but he's good in this. And it's a really cute, well-written show, well acted, a lot of fun. And the cringe is very mild. I mean, it's cringe comedy, but it's very mild cringe comedy.
So you're not an Always Sunny in Philadelphia fan?
I respect it. Don't hate me, Darth Dragonis.
Oh, that Dick Towel episode was so funny. I love the way they abused the lawyers.
Oh.
Yeah.
So my last question for you. Reading through your whole list of stuff, you've hit on a whole bunch of hot button topics and people that everybody screams about.
Yeah, deliberately.
But I noticed you're missing one of the ones that's currently being screamed about by both sides, and that's the issue of trans rights, things like that.
Yeah,
and that's something I noticed is missing from there.
That's true.
Is that because you haven't? I know that there are some places in it where you've kind of put a placeholder and you haven't got anything for that topic yet, but you're thinking on it. Is that the same kind of thing, or is it something that you just don't have an answer for yet, so you're not putting it out there? Or
I have an answer.
I'm curious.
I just don't think it's necessarily relevant to anything because it seems like a local issue. Although there are some protection issues involved. I would really love to say what my opinion is, but it's going to make people upset. I mean, if you want to ask me point blank, I guess I have to answer it, but...
I mean...
I'm reading your list as like, that's something that's missing.
Yeah, it was there.
Yeah. I kind of, when I read through it the first time, I kind of told him that his stance here is gonna be so divisive that it would alienate voters.
And then that's my apology. I didn't realize that was something that had been
That's
taken out.
fine. And no, I mean it's kind of funny that you found it. But and actually, my opinion was softened by this discussion that we had. So
Oh, that's good. I'm glad. As I am a member of the trans non-binary community, I am glad.
obviously, I have no problems with you, like
Mhm.
existing, doing, being, saying, whatever.
Yes.
So that's the best I can do, I think.
Okay.
I mean, as terms of my opinion. I mean, do you want me to say specifically what it is?
That again, I would say, knowing what your opinion is, I would say that is imprudent, politically imprudent of you to say. But I am not your campaign
I don't want to
manager.
hide because all kinds of politicians hide, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Nor do I want to lie.
Because all kinds of politicians do that too.
Do that. Yeah.
And this is.
If God loved a liar, Congress would have been squeezed to death long ago.
Right?
If what?
If God loved a liar, Congress would have been squeezed to death long ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it's terrible.
I leave it up to you. I cannot counsel you in any direction.
In third grade, there was a dictionary in my classroom in Mrs. Stanko's, and it had certain definitions for certain words, and that's the dictionary I agree with.
I can take that as an answer.
I mean, it is an answer.
Yep. Meaning, I'm not going to make you elaborate any further. I'm fine with that.
I only want to have sex with a girl.
That is. I mean, that is for you. That's fine for you.
I wasn't meaning that in terms of hetero versus homo. I mean, I only want to have sex with a girl.
Mm-hmm.
And that again is fine. If that for you, that is fine for you.
Cool.
You're allowed to have preferences. No one gets to tell you you can't have that preference. What I will say is my community has a problem with people telling us that we aren't people, that we're invalid, and that
I don't agree with that.
Our choices, our preferences, not our choices, our preferences, because our preferences are not our choice. Those are just something we are, we feel. We cannot, like you only want to have sex with a girl, right? That's not really your choice. That preference is just like how it is.
Right.
Well, I don't choose that I don't choose that I am attracted to 75% of America. Well, the world, not just America.
I have zero problem with the various homosexuality, bisexuality. I have no argument. That's not what we're talking about.
Now, I don't think that people should necessarily have to have the preference that they want to have intercourse with me because I'm non-binary or because people get to have that. I also don't want people.
Are you a boy or a girl?
Not or, and.
Okay, that's the issue.
And. See, I am both. I am sometimes more boy, sometimes more girl. I am sometimes more neither. I am both at once. And sometimes I'm neither at all. I
Okay.
am my gender from the inside, from how I feel on the inside, my gender is completely fluid.
But how
And
do you know what it feels like to be a girl?
I know what it feels like for me to be the kind of girl that I am. I can never
I don't want to have
know.
sex with you, and I only want to have sex with girls.
Okay, that's fine.
But that doesn't make sense.
That's a false syllogism.
Okay.
You only want to have sex with girls. I feel like a girl, but you don't want to have sex with me, so I must not be a girl. That's not how
Sort
that
of.
works. You can't judge my internal experience by
Well, that's fair enough.
your desire to have sex with me.
Right.
You can't define anything about my experience by your experience of me.
Right.
My experience is my experience.
Yes. I agree.
And as far as you know, my plumbing might not be the plumbing that I am presenting.
Okay, but there is a fact you were born with certain kinds of plumbing.
Not all of it.
Not all of it. That's interesting.
Yep.
Huh.
Not
Okay,
all
well,
of
that's
it.
actually
I'm
that's I
missing
would
some
call
of
an
my
asterisk.
plumbing. Huh?
I would call that an asterisk on the argument.
Nah. It's not really an asterisk on the argument. The plumbing I
Wait, let
wasn't.
me make sure I understand what you're saying. You're saying that you were not born with either anatomically boy or anatomically girl parts. Is that correct?
Oh, no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I
Okay, that's
am
what I thought you were
missing.
saying.
I am exactly. Hold on. Let's get to what
Okay,
I am
which
saying.
anatomical person were you born with the parts of?
As far as you know, neither or both.
Well, I know, but this is a factual conversation.
This is a factual conversation, sure. But I wasn't born with all of the parts for a boy. I was
you weren't.
born with the parts that people see. I was born with more hormones than most boys. More male hormones. I actually have an absurdly high testosterone level. And I am not fond of it. Like,
Really?
oh gosh.
This is very confusing for me biologically because I have no training, but
Yeah. I am genetically male.
okay.
I am a male. I was born with those parts. Now, I am, because I am also genetically mutated,
Okay.
I'm missing I am missing 2 pipes. Just 2 bits of plumbing that have taken me completely out of the gene pool.
So basically, you have a vasectomy that you didn't ask for?
I never developed those tubes.
Okay. This doesn't sound bad. You can have sex with all the girls you want.
And guys, I want to, but
Well,
you
right, but you
know,
can't get them pregnant.
hey. On the other hand, I really wanted a child.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. But hey, that's life. Now, this being said,
Well, give it like 5 or 10 years. They might actually be able to fix that. Aren't they working on that? Like being able to do a whatever with just some other kind of DNA or something?
I don't know.
Wouldn't be
I'm
surprised.
okay with not, because that defect will be passed on.
Well,
And
your son will love
because
it.
I have my son or daughter, or whatever they would be, wouldn't. Because they'd probably die by 12. Like,
You said
that's...
the defect will be passed on. You only have a defect where you can't get girls pregnant.
No. I have a much bigger defect than that. That's just one part of it.
Oh, but you're alive and well at age, what, 35, 40?
That's a corporate secret. Hurtling towards 50.
Oh, okay.
And well is certainly a bit of an overstatement, but yes.
Okay, well, hold on. Getting back to me winning this argument, you told me that you were born like a standard boy. So how the
Yeah.
hell do you know how she, your co-host, feels about being a girl?
I don't. Although,
So then how can you say you're a girl?
Hold on. You're jumping in here. I can't know what's in her head or in her heart, right? She's a different person from me. I'm not
experience is slightly
psychic.
different.
So, I'm not psychic, right?
Okay.
But what I can do is spend time in community with women. I can
Okay.
spend time with women
Yeah.
in a non...
All right, let's hear from the quote woman. What do you think?
I tend to range more on the side of, from a medical standpoint, if you're giving medical history, you need to know what specifically affects you in a medical sense. You've got this or that. And outside of a strictly, I am in my doctor's office and I need to know because this kind of gene carries these things more frequently. As long as you're not messing with kids, and as long as you're not hurting anybody, go do you.
Okay. Did you play sports in high school?
Me?
Yeah.
I played softball several years, but
Okay.
I'm one of the oddballs that never actually went to high school. I was homeschooled until I hit college.
Did you ever play baseball with a boy?
Oh yeah, played baseball with boys, played baseball with girls.
Yeah, girls should play baseball.
Had one baseball game that ended in a bonfire, and they threatened to throw me in as the virgin sacrifice.
Cool.
That was fun. There were two preachers involved with that one. I'm like, yeah, no, we're leaving.
I was about to drag this into this sports issue, but I don't have any kids, and I barely care about this. I mean, I only care just from a purely philosophical point.
I have to care from a legal standpoint.
Yeah, I agree.
I have to care from a social standpoint. You know, when I'm feeling female,
Okay.
not female, when I'm feeling like a woman,
Okay.
because there's a difference between female and a woman. Female is...
How did you feel like a woman the first time before you were ever a woman? Because you weren't a woman at that point. So how did you know how to feel?
Okay, see, now, okay. I've always felt like this.
Okay.
I've also always been in community with women.
Okay.
I have always... Thank you, Darth Draconis, for saying that. Darth Draconis says, I guess change doesn't exist. I've always...
I would love an elaboration on that, but go ahead.
I've always been in community with women. Around a lot of women.
That sounds good.
Man.
I'm trying to be controversial.
I'm seeing that, and you know,
but in a funny way. You know, I mean, Van Wilder is
you're
funny.
missing You're missing some of the comedy bits, though, man. You're hitting the wrong comedy notes here, I think, personally. But that's
Okay.
my opinion.
I'm listening.
It's always been there. I've always felt not very masculine, and I've
Okay.
always felt
How do you
more
feel not very
feminine
masculine if you have extra testosterone? That's confusing for me.
because it's never felt right. It's uncomfortable. Like,
Really?
yeah, it's not uncomfortable. It's not uncomfortable in a negative way, but my body doesn't feel like the one that I'm supposed to be in. It
Well, the
does.
stereotype for having too much testosterone is to be like rageful and stuff. Is that accurate?
That's why when I get those death threats in my YouTube section, I tell people they may want to ask around and find out before they mess around and find out.
All right. Now I'm talking to a fellow traveler.
This is not, by the way, the rage is not something I'm fond of. I do not like it. I do not like that I have to keep such a close handle on myself all the time because I could quite easily really hurt people.
Yeah.
I have spent a lifetime learning rage management techniques. I am anger management. That
You know what's fun? Beat a bag of ice with a baseball bat.
I take 2-liter bottles, fill them up with water, and hang them outside on ropes. And I have a little combat area that I work on my.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, when I'm in danger of getting too angry, like when I've got to let it out, I let it out. And it's not I don't. Yeah.
Can you shoot a bow and arrow?
Not well. I mean, I guess. I guess.
want to buy one.
I have okay aim. Like.
Fucking A. I never really shot very much, like 10 shots in my whole life.
Yeah. I'm
Depending
not great,
on what you're
but I'm
using,
not
it can be
terrible.
fun.
What?
So depending on what you're using, it can be fun. Recurve takes a little bit more skill to learn how to use, but it's
That's what I want.
But you have to be really careful not to fillet the inside of your arm holding the bow wrong, because that string will snap through and skin you after a little while.
Arm guard.
Arm guard.
On your extended arm.
Yep.
Okay.
Compound bow is fun, but the breakover can throw your aim off if you're not ready for it.
No, I want one of those Mongolian recurves, just like they had when they killed all the Europeans.
The horse bow.
Yeah, horse bows are fun.
They are. I shoot a recurve. I've got decurve, I guess. I got 2 decurves. They're not really they're not full recurve. They're just decurves.
Not bad. Funny when you find out about stuff about people you never would suspect.
No.
You know, though, you'd know this if you'd gone through my YouTube channel and watched the combat series. You know,
combat series. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'll definitely check that out.
There's
I just didn't want to listen to you. I didn't want to listen to any of your recordings because I didn't want to like have any advantage.
Advantage.
Fair enough.
This is not a battle.
No.
This is just an interview.
Well, one day maybe somebody will like try to get me.
If this was a battle, I would have brought up your TikTok dating profile.
Please.
At which point I would have left because I need lunch.
Yeah,
Trust me,
no,
it is
I'm not.
1:45 and I do need
Because
lunch.
I'm not gonna look like the mean person here. I'm not doing this to look like a complete
Assassin.
jerk.
No, the goal is to learn more about this person that's running for Congress in our area.
Right. And
Yeah, well, I appreciate you having me on.
yeah, well, thank you for coming on. If we have more questions in the future, we will get back in touch with you. Um, I will say that in my opinion,
Will you vote for me?
your huh?
Will you vote for me? Is my question.
No.
No.
A, I'm not in your district.
Oh, would you?
And B, no.
What?
You're
I can't believe it.
yeah, no, your platform is it's way too radical to ever win an election.
Oh, that's
And
not true.
I am
Well, but that's not a
in
reason not to vote for me.
I am in a fight for my actual life in this state. And I have to vote blue, period, for that reason. Like, I have to hold my nose and vote for whoever the Democrats are
Yeah, but you
running.
know that the congressional candidate in your district is not. I mean, I don't know what your district is actually, but if you were in mine, you know that the Democrat is not going to win.
Actually,
So it's
I
a
think
waste.
the Democrat. No, it's not a waste. It's not a waste. It's still
Well, am I not
not a
progressive
waste.
enough?
No, you're not. You're conservative in the wrong ways for me.
Okay.
I actually dig on fiscal conservatism, but social, political, and global conservatism I can't get down with.
Okay.
I can't get down with your isolationist policies.
Okay.
I mean, it's where I'm at with it. But
Fair enough.
also, I, from my perspective, have to vote party. I have to.
Do you? So wait a minute, hold on. Since I'm not in your district, do you want me to win?
I hadn't considered that.
All right.
And I am going to otherwise wiggle out
Table
of
it.
that because
We'll table
I
it.
am not a politician and feel free to not answer questions.
Okay. And this is on the record, so it's not a personal phone call.
Right. My representative is, oh God, what's her name? What's her name?
Spangleberger or whatever.
Yes, Spamberger. Yes, the ex-CIA agent.
Yeah.
My kind of girl. Strong central government. And she will be keeping an eye on everybody.
She's pretty attractive, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, but that's my district. And would I vote for her over you? In a second,
That's not what I wanted to know. I wanted to know if you'll be happy when I win.
I will be happy for you as a human being.
Okay, good enough.
I am not a terribly vengeful person, except for in a couple of cases, and you're not one of them. No offense, you're just not that significant. You're not.
All right.
You're,
Whatever you say.
No, that is actually me. I really mean, you haven't done me so dirty in my
Oh, okay.
life that I
No, I wouldn't
have
do
to
that.
hate you.
You're a member of the press, as am I.
Hey, no, I'm not.
Whatever.
I am not, well, I'm a member of the media, not the press.
Fair enough.
I really do.
Do you want to meet Trevor Noah?
Do
If
I
he
want
comes,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
I get you in free. Just
Yeah.
for this.
I would love to meet Trevor Noah
Both of
because
you. I'll get you both. This is my first interview. I appreciate it. I will get you both free tickets. It's going to be a $500 ticket minimum.
Wow.
Well, Trevor Noah, I would kind of expect there to be. I mean, it's in Standardsville, right? So how big is the White Lotus Lounge?
It's going to be a very intimate event. Only 150 total tickets.
Okay, that would
Yeah, that makes
explain the.
perfect sense on the ticket price.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. I'm going
Thank you for having
to
me.
shout out our. I'm going to shout out our sponsor for the episode. I guess I can actually call them that. Our sponsor for the episode was Firehouse Organics. Find them on Instagram. Craft Cannabis Farm. And the Bonzer by Surf's Up was, I would say, it was very tasty, smoked very smooth, high quality, worth it. Very worth it. And the Cannabricks, oh yeah, they're all gone now, aren't they?
Yes, they're all gone.
The Cannabricks were delicious. And I'm pretty sure I'm pretty high. So, well, Kat, thank you, of course, as always, for everything. Wolf, thank you again. And now is the time on the show when I say, as they say around here. Oh, wait. Don't forget to stick around for the raid.
That too.
And as they say around here, 2 up, 2 down, VA, double deuces. We're out, y'all.
See ya.